and welcome, I'm your Code Monkey. The Asset Store is full of awesome tools and assets to help you make your own games. There's more and more awesome visual stuff coming out every month, so in this video let's check out some highlights for August 25. Even if you don't pick up any of these, it's still great to look at them to see if they inspire you to build something. Just watching these assets is enough to fire up my imagination. I can immediately picture all the kinds of games that I could build. This one is a list of paid asset effects. I've already made 2 videos covering the best free new assets and the best tools and systems. As always, there's links to the asset description, and as bonus you can use the coupon code Monkey10 to get 10% off your order. And this video is sponsored by Unity Learn. This is Unity's own learning platform. If you haven't seen it in quite a while, definitely go ahead and check it out. They are constantly adding a bunch more content onto this. Everything here is completely free. If you've never used it, then you can start with the pathways. These are a great starting point. For example, I'm pretty sure I went through the Junior Programmer a couple of years ago, and I remember that I liked it, that it was quite nice. You also got the Essentials, you've got VR and AR development. All of these have a ton of content and they were updated to Unity 6. Alternatively, you've got a bunch of standalone tutorials. A bunch of these are also text only, so if you're the kind of person who prefers reading as opposed to watching a video, this can be nice. And perhaps the best thing of all are the various workshops that they do. These are usually pretty detailed and they include the actual team that is working on it. You can watch all the ones that happened in the past. For example, if you want to learn about IoT in Unity, if you want to learn how to create an inventory system in Dots, learn how to work with in-game rewards, how to do GPU-driven rendering. So these include a bunch of very niche topics that you probably won't find on YouTube. And again, everything is totally free. So if you haven't seen it in quite a while, check it out to the link in the description. Alright, so starting off with a collection of breakable props. This is always a super easy way to make your game look much more polished. Just add some destructible objects. I've made a tutorial on how you can make destruction like this from scratch. The important step is really just having the assets in 2 states, both built and in pieces. And this pack gives you tons of objects already in pieces so you can very easily just blow them up. Really easy to add to your game and makes it super satisfying. Next is the latest Cinti animation pack. This one is all about bow animations. It features a ton of animations, all of them super high quality, all of them related to bows. You can shoot from any stance. Shoot while standing, whilst crouching, lying down, or really anything. One of the scenes in this video looks like it's pretty much Helm's Deep, which is awesome. The animations work great in also first and third person. It even includes some jumps, some dodges, some rolls, so in all, really nice pack. Then if you need a gorgeous stylized environment, look at this one. Personally, I always love the stylized look. You can make all kinds of interesting games in this environment. It could be something like Breath of the Wild, or maybe something like Animal Crossing. You can make an action game or a chill, cozy game. Really, with an environment like this, you can make pretty much anything. Next, here's a fun VFX pack all about map markers. There's lots of them, over 100. Some are map markers, just round VFX, but others also have some nice shapes, like a forward range or an angle range. So these would be perfect for some kind of game like League of Legends, for showing all the skills. There's really tons of VFX in this one, and each also has tons of colors so you can represent whatever you want. This can be useful in so many different games. Then one easy way to polish your game is to make your text look interesting, kind of like this pack. Adding some simple text effects will instantly make your game look more professional as opposed to just an Arial font in just solid white. Here you have various effects. This could be used in many ways, like some character introduction, some special menu items, maybe some car name when entering a vehicle, so really anything where you use some text. Then if you want your game to look stylized, here are some nice textures. They are hand-painted with some nice blotches of paint. It instantly makes your game look quite different, nice and stylized. It also includes multiple noise textures with the same painterly look. So if your game looks kind of boring, maybe try this out just to see how it looks. Next, if you need some weapons and animations, here's a great pack. This one is by Maxim. It's an excellent developer. This one has tons of models and animations on pretty much anything. These are some very realistic first-person view animations. In total, it includes 10 weapons, everything from rifles to snipers, pistols, and rocket launchers. Again, with all the pistols, with all the objects, all of them with multiple parts, all of them nicely animated. Then if you need some nice progress or health bars, here's a great pack. These are procedural, so you can get all kinds of interesting shapes, and they all look great. These are bars, so they can really represent whatever you want. These could be health bars, it could be progress bars, maybe mana bars, cooldown bars, so really anything. Then if you're working on a car game, here's a pack with some nice cars and customization. It's an interesting visual style. The cars are a bit chunky. They're nice and compressed, so it's definitely a unique style, meaning you won't get copyright infringement because they look slightly different from the real thing. You can play around with all the lights, enable them and disable them. You can change the rims, change the wheels, add a wing, modify the paint, and a bunch more. But like I said, the cars are definitely inspired by real life. So one of them looks like an S2000, another one looks like an RX-7, another one a really nice Shelby GT500. So yep, really nice car pack. Up next, we have a gorgeous cyber dragon. This one is really great looking. It's just one super high quality model, a cyborg dragon with some propellers on the wings, there's machine guns on top, and some spikes in the tail. It comes with the excellent model and tons of custom animations, so this is one of those super high quality models that if you need a boss character in your, let's say, sci-fi RPG game, if so, then this would be great. Then if you want to make a nice game, kind of like Stardew Valley, but a little bit darker, if so, here's a great pack. It's in straight isometric style, some nice pixel art, plenty of environment sprites, you've got buildings, both interiors and exteriors, it's got ruins, trees, rocks, and lots of characters. This one reminds me of the excellent game Graveyard Keeper. I really enjoyed playing that game, that was awesome, and you could definitely take this pack and make a game kinda like that. Then for some cool effects, here is one titled Demons vs. Angels. It is very much an ARPG pack, so perfect for any kind of Diablo-like. Some effects look very celestial, others look quite demonic. Sometimes these effect packs only have small ones, but this one actually has some pretty huge effects. You can make some giant AoE skills. I could see these being massively overpowered skills in some kind of game, some skills that could destroy, let's say, hundreds of enemies, so perhaps this pack itself could also be good in some kind of Vampire Survivors-like. Then if you're working on a cartoony game with shooting, if so, check out this pack. You've got some great looking retro blasters. I love how these ones look. They are really nice and round, very cartoony-like. You can make a fun cartoony roguelike shooter with this pack. There's a bunch of those on Steam that have had quite a bit of success. People seem to like this cartoony style in arena roguelike shooters, and with this one, you definitely have a great starting point. Next, in order to polish your UI, here are some nice outlines. It's a simple but very effective way to make your game look quite a bit more professional. You have circle and square effects. There's all sorts of effect types. You can make them look like fire or ice or something pink. You can change the blending modes and just apply it to your UI. So a simple boring portrait can suddenly look much more special. Up next, if you want to make a farming game, here's a great complete pack. It's got a nice cutesy art style. This one is very much a complete pack with both characters, props, vehicles. It's got some buildings, some animals, and of course lots of vegetables and various crops. Looking at this definitely makes me want to make a quick farming tycoon style game. The characters are all nice and animated, as are the animals, so yep, this one is a complete pack. Then for some cool VFX, here is a pixelated pack. These look really great. It's actually pretty rare to see a nice pixel art VFX pack, but this one does look great, I really like it. You can put these effects either on close or far from the camera to make them more or less pixelated. You've got fire, healing, smoke, there's some item spawn, some leaves, you've got level up effects and a bunch more. Like I said, I really love how this one looks. I can see this being perfect in some kind of game like Octopath Traveler. Maybe you're working on a 2D game. If so, and you need a pack to create all of your characters, just look at this one. It's one of those packs that with just this one, you can make basically every single character in your entire game. Choose from dozens of base character styles, then add on top dozens of facial styles, and change between over 40 weapons. Do all that and use your custom characters with all kinds of included animations. Next, for some markers, here's some nice VFX. These would be perfect for any kind of RTS game, or maybe something kind of like Diablo for your mouse clicks, or something like an FPS to give your teammates some pings or instructions. You've got lots of effects and lots of colors and shapes to represent whatever you want. And then if you're making a nice plain game, if so, here's a ton of stylized models. In total, you've got 55 aircraft. These include airplanes, private jets, there's some helicopters, some biplanes, fighter jets, and a bunch more. They have separate meshes for all of the rotating parts. Everything is built to the correct scale, and all the colors, those are all flat, so you can very easily recolor them. These would be perfect for making some kind of airline tycoon style game. Alright, so those are my top 20 new visual assets on the Unity Store for August 25. There's links all in the description, and as a bonus you can use the coupon code Monkey10 to get 10% off your order. Also check out my own free input on the store. Alright, hope that's useful. Check out these videos to learn some more. Thanks to these awesome Patreon supporters for making these videos possible. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.